007 here. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make a wallpaper similar to this one. So the app which I'll be using is PixArt, and this is quite easy to do. So let's launch PixArt. Now this is the, well, you could call it the heart hand wallpaper or heart wallpaper based on a finger. So let's create a new, and what you need to do is to create a new all the way down until you see drawings. So you need to create or pick a canvas, select this one. You should basically select your screen and ensure that it is in portrait. So let's move on to next. Okay, so once we have our screen here, we have our layer. So on the layer above, what you need to do is to click on shape, square, fill. Okay, and for this we need to change the color pink in a sense. So we're going to use a color similar to that one. Click on OK. So click back on shape. Okay, and let's draw the shape. So use one finger to draw the shape and try to get it to overlap the center a bit. Okay, good. So that is our first shape. So the next step would be to draw a second shape. So click on color, and for this shape we're going to give it black. You could do whichever color you'd like, that is up to you. So let's draw the second shape, and we're trying to get it to match to the center as close as possible. Okay, so we have our shapes, we have our rectangles. So what to do next? So next we'll click on layer. Would be required to add a new layer, an empty layer. So on the empty layer, you should click on add object. You can find it at the bottom of the screen here, add object, and let's add a photo. So you need to add your hand or your fingers and the fingers of your partner or whoever you're doing this wallpaper with. So in this instance, I'm just going to use a random hand here. So let's click on add, and let's add that to our design. So once we have this on our canvas, what I want from you to do is to, well, you could resize a bit. What I want you to do next is to click on the layer, turn down the opacity a bit, because we'll be drawing on or over this layer. So create a new layer, an empty layer, and we'll begin to draw on that empty layer above. So select brush, and we're going to be drawing in white. So reduce the size of the brush. I believe 3 produces a good quality, so reduce the size and the color, and we're going to begin to do our drawing or trace the fingers. Okay, so once you have your fingers traced, what you need to do next is to click on the layers and delete the original layer. Or you could even turn it off if you like. So I'm going to just delete, and we're just left with our hand. And in my instance, or what you should do next is to add the second hand. So you should click on a new empty layer, add the second hand, add a photo, and add the second hand. But in my instance, I'm just going to use the same hand to do this. So I'm going to turn off that layer. Well, I'm going to actually delete that layer. So once you have your hands, or you could even duplicate the layer so that, well, let me transform it first. Alright, so once you have both the hands touching each other, what you need to do next is to click on the check mark at the top. Well, not the check mark, the forward arrow, and click on edit image. So we're going to edit this image with the default PixArt editor. So from the PixArt editor, what you could do is to add text to this. So let's add some text. Color, let's select white, or we could select black, so we have a, and just find a font which you'd like to use. Okay, so let's use this font. Let's rotate. So this could be Mary Jane. Let's duplicate, let's create a copy of it, and let's move it up, change the color to pink. Let's change the text. And to add one final touch to this, let's add a sticker. So let's go and add sticker. And remember, you could do anything to this that you feel like. So what you should search for is aesthetic outline, and let's select any one of these roses. Now you could select, okay, so we have some roses here. You could select any one of them. Well, it's some of them are paid and some of them are free. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to change the color to white and just get it to align perfectly. And that is basically how you go about doing this trend or creating this particular wallpaper. So if you found this tutorial useful, feel free to let me know, and you could go ahead and export. You could even add effects to this. You could add anything basically. You could add a border or anything. So I hope this was helpful in getting you to do this wallpaper. So thank you guys for watching. Hack007 out. And remember, you could trace your image much better than I am. So that is it for this video. Export and save to gallery, and we're done.